So there are endless, and I really do mean endless amounts of juicy bags out there, and I do feel like each one of them gives off a certain vibe. And that's when it hit me, why don't I take one of these bags and then draw them as a girl? So that's exactly what we're going to do this week. So hi everyone, I'm Ward, and welcome to my channel Wardrawsalot, and this week we're going to take a juicy bag and turn it into a juicy babe. The bag that's going to be the inspiration for this video is actually my own juicy bag. It's a grayish blue barrel bag with juicy rhinestone on the front of it, has metal components, and a thick strap that says Juicy Couture on it. The video was mostly inspired by, well, this bag. I have a mini collection myself, and it's starting to look not so mini. It's starting to look like a larger collection of juicy bags, but I was looking at it and I really felt like it gave off a certain type of vibe, and I was like, why don't I just draw a character out of it? To make sure I matched the character as best as I could to the bag, I really took a look for a second on what kind of feeling this bag gave me. In my opinion, the bag is very pretty. The color is just enough to where it pops out or stands out, but at the same time is very muted and toned down. So it's a nice, beautiful in-between of both, to where you could either do it up really nicely or do it down really nicely, you know what I'm saying? From very fancy to very casual, because it just has that vibe to it. Which, in the history of Juicy Couture, actually makes a lot of sense. You see, Juicy is considered a casual luxury brand. This basically means that it has all the elements to make it a luxury brand, right? From the fabric to the materials used to the thought and consideration of how they made their tracksuits, their perfumes, their bags, all that stuff. But it's also casual because it can be worn on the everyday basis. The brand also couldn't have excelled at a better time, because people wanted to be that rich celebrity look without paying rich celebrity look money. And at its peak, which was in the early 2000s, but especially in 2008, that's when celebrity culture was at an all-time high. So a lot of celebs were wearing the hottest and best things, and at that time it was Juicy Couture, sweatsuits, and their bags. And how did they get these items? From Juicy Couture. They would send them these things, kind of like a product PR that they do today, where companies will send out a product to influencers and then be like, hey, try our stuff out on camera, we'll give it to you for free, all that stuff. So that's what happened, is they sent their items to these celebs started wearing them left and right, and then it caused the craze, the popularity of the Juicy Couture sweatsuit. So from celebrity culture, we have people who want to be just like their favorite celebs. So you have like Paris Hilton dressing in these tracksuits, Britney Spears, J-Lo, like everybody wearing them left and right, and now people want them as a result. So you have a bunch of people who want to buy these tracksuits, and they're at a, I'm gonna have to say, middle price range, but in my opinion it's expensive. So you would buy the entire tracksuit, the top and bottom, for $155. Now, you're paying for the brand name, you're paying for the idea that these are made with love and care and that they look luxurious, and you're going to be using the hell out of them. You're going to use them a lot, right? You're going to wear these clothes to death until you're bored of them, or until some other big thing comes along and you're like, okay, let's do that instead. On top of all that, the clothes are actually very flattering, and they kind of have this hourglass figure shape to it, so it made everybody look good no matter who wore them. They came in a bunch of different colors, so everybody could like express their juicy selves, I guess you could say, from blues to pinks, black, maroons, olives, all of which catered to everybody with different tastes, even from rhinestones to studs, or how the logo was written, if it was like in a silver font, gold, black. Everything kind of had a different mix and match vibe to it, and every suit piece went with every other suit piece, so no matter what, combo you did, it all worked out if you just played your cards right with what bag you're doing, what jewelry, and what hair accessories and shoes, and you were set to go. And one of the things that I found so simple but so effective about this brand is how the colors would match the bags like indefinitely. Every single tracksuit color kind of had like its bag companion, or at least somewhere close enough to it, so you would always have something to match it, right? And I think that that's something that's so very bare bones but always so needed, you know what I'm talking about? So that's why when I was drawing this character, I thought of putting her in the tracksuit just because of the whole, idea that it's the velour juicy tracksuit, but also the same color, so this way it matches all around. Now, the only thing that I did mess up when I was doing this tracksuit bag combo was the color. I didn't have the exact Copic color, and I tried mixing around with different kinds of bluish grays to try and get to exactly what I needed it to be, but I wasn't able to completely successfully recreate the color, but that's gonna happen. I don't have the exact perfect marker for everything. For her hair, I definitely wanted black hair, but I wanted some kind of highlight in there to kind of not make it look so flat, so I went ahead and took a really dark blue and kind of gave it some dimension, and I thought that that looked really nice accompanied with the lighter blue of the tracksuit. Now, for her, I definitely wanted to play up more of the casual side than the done up side, I guess you could say, and I guess you could tell that with the platform sandals that I gave her. Now, during the time of 2008, I don't think platform sandals were necessarily in style. I know they were in style in the 90s, so I know that, but I think during the 2000s, somewhere around there, the idea of platform sandals kind of became outdated, as does everything with the next decade of fashion. So it was more so just regular flip-flops? Whoa. So just regular flip-flops that people would wear with their juicy suits so they could look a little bit more casual. And I've seen everything from the flip-flops to sneakers to actual heels being worn with tracksuits. So it was honestly depending on the person, the mood, if they were going to some kind of event or if they were just trying to chill out. But regardless, I really wanted to give her a platform sandal, especially because the pants for these tracksuits I feel like were pretty long, and on top of that they were boot cut. So if you were wearing something that wasn't, I guess, long enough, they would kind of just drag across the floor, and that was a whole thing on its own. I don't know if I don't know if you guys know or remember, but a huge thing back in the day was making sure your jeans looked like completely ruined from the bottom. It was a horrible time, oh my god, and I didn't want to do that to something that was so expensive like the suit, so I gave her some kind of inches off the ground, so this way she doesn't mess up her suit, especially if it rains or if there's mud or something. And I was like, no, we're gonna avoid that entirely. For the jewelry, I really wanted to do something extremely simple, and nothing reminds me more of the early noughties, which is like the 2000s term, than those big hoop earrings. And I used to think that they were so pretty, guys. You have no idea, like girls who would wear the big hoop earrings and do their makeup and all that, and I used to think that they were so pretty. And then I went into that stupid phase where I'm like, being a girl is dumb, right? Because everybody went through that phase, and it was the worst phase of my life. And now I'm like a super mega girly girl, even though I also like my very masculine side. there's so many different things to this. But I used to think that it was so pretty, and I thought that it would only be right if I put it with this look that she's got those big hoop earrings, and they're also kind of silvery or metal to kind of call back onto the purse. And her makeup was very early 2000s, super thin brows, lips that had a outline on the outside or a kind of ombre, and definitely had a gloss on top because it was such a huge thing, is making sure there was gloss on top. The eye makeup for her this time, I decided to go very bare, but it was very big eye makeup, especially with a smoky eye, especially like either kind of like a silvery shiny look going on or a very vibrant pop of color thing. So it was honestly person to person, because you know, nothing ever has like a trend and it's directly that one thing. There's always subcategories of that trend. I really wanted to just kind of put her into one of the subcategories. Her blush is definitely like her own style, but again, subcategories of people definitely used a good amount of blush, and apparently bronzer was a huge thing back then as well. I was only a kid during those times, right? And I wasn't allowed none of that, all right? Number one, we was broke, we was poor, dirt poor. Number two, I wasn't allowed nothing, none of the sort. So I only know as far as what I would see on other girls, and as what I would see on TV from the shows that I was allowed to watch. But yeah, I wanted to kind of embody that, but at the same time make it a little bit more modernized, right? Because I wanted her foundation to match her skin tone. I wanted like her to look, you know, like not crazy, because some of the early makeup looks were a little wild, okay? And I'm glad I didn't get to experiment until I was a little older, because I kind of made sense of things with that. But for the most part, she definitely looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the way her lips look, especially because of the lip gloss. Her hair done up into a bun really plays up the casual feature, but at the same time looks really presentable and really cute. Her personality is also very easygoing but fun, which is why I put her in that pose where her leg up is in the air, but her facial expression is still very, I guess, muted to kind of match with the grayish color that we got going on. And I really wanted to do a zoom in of her face to the right because I really liked it. I really think that she has a gorgeous face. I love her nose, her eyes, her lips, everything about it. I was like, I can't pass up on the opportunity to not draw her face, you know, like I have to do it. I do think that through this drawing, I have definitely captured the personality of this bag. I feel like it just resonates with it so very well, and I honestly would love to hang out with this person, which makes sense because, like, I love this bag. so, like, it only makes sense that I would resonate with the person as well. Let me know if you guys think I definitely translated it well enough, at the very least, for the purse to the person, or the juicy bag to the juicy babe, as I said earlier, which I kind of like that I said that, I'm not gonna lie. But let me know if you want me to do more bags in the future, because I would love to do another one of my bags and put them into a character. But yeah, thanks for watching, and remember I love you. Bye!